Hey friends, Kahn here. Thanks for coming back to the channel. So this time around, we're going to do something a little bit different. And that's because I've spent a year and a half working on an album that I just released. So I worked with Jah Mex, who's the singer-songwriter and keys player on the album. And then we sent it over to France to the Roots Makers to do the drums, the lead guitars, and some additional keys. And the concept for the record was when Adam came here back in November 2024, we wanted it to sound vintage but modern and have a lot of punch, but kind of smooth sounding, you know, like we want it to be a full audio experience that you would like throw on the record after a long day's of work and you just listen to it from start to finish, side A, side B, which it will be coming out on vinyl. But in this episode, we're going to go through all the sessions. We're going to hear things in isolation and our thoughts about everything. And, you know, if you're into reggae music, I think that you'll enjoy this. So without further ado, let's get talking about Ephphatha, the title track of the record.
So night one, man. Night one, straight out of the gate, straight off the plane. Flew in from Bellingham. You picked me up there. We drove across to your house in Vancouver and got a bite to eat, and we went straight to work. And
yeah,
that was Ephphatha, even though we didn't know what the song was going to be about. I remember we decided to make something together collectively, like to start this whole project off by creating an arrangement together. And at that time, after we laid that piano track down, you're like, "What should I save this as?" And I was like, I don't know, man. And so we chose IDK.
So I named it the IDK rhythm. Yeah. So it was called IDK 130 A minor was the Logic session. And I know we talked a little bit about, you know, tempo, major, minor, what are we doing? So we're like, we got to start with a heavy minor one, kind of medium tempo, not too slow, not too fast. And so the first thing you recorded was this piano track here. And so how I mic'd it was with this microphone in the middle and then two of these Neumann KM 184s.
That's what they were. I was trying to remember that.
In the stereo.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just listen to the intro real quick. The first thing you recorded. So that starts you into the rhythm. And then we recorded the organ next.
Yeah.
So I've got on the organ, and I'll keep the piano soloed because we're building on that. We've got the Coles 4038 on the bottom, the low end stuff. And then we've got two more of these same mics, the KM 184s on the upper spinning horn. So, and then I've also got a room mic.
Those two mics just had come, right? I think you had just gotten those two mics.
Yeah, you're right. So because you were coming and it was the first time I'd ever had anybody like, you know, you were going to use my piano in all its glory because you're a real piano player, man, compared to me. I'm very basic. And then I recently got the Hammond C3 organ with the Leslie, and I modified it so that I could, you know, get a better capture of it because it's like a home model. I like moved the horns up higher into so that you could get some separation. Anyways, yeah, and I bought those microphones for it. All four of those KM84s I bought because you were coming, and I wanted to have this like rich, you know, high fidelity captures. So let's listen to the organ here and the piano together. And then you started right into the bubble.
Wow, I could really hear your room. You know.
Oh, I didn't.
It's nice.
Pretty good. Yeah, so I I changed some of the volumes and stuff. In the intro, I raised the volume of the upper mics to really get that so that
The
it's
scream.
screaming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's a really cool part that I want to just highlight here. At the end of the phrase here, you do this little lick where you pull off that little whip.
Yeah. The click. I always call that like it's like a click. Only a real Hammond you can do that with. I feel. My Hammond SK2. It kind of you can if you get the drawbars and the percussions right. But there's nothing
Yeah,
like that right there, bro.
it's that. Like it screams, man. And I put a little delay throw there at the end. Okay, so then the next thing was the clav that we added to this track. So what do I have here? I've got here it is. Man. Ooh, that little wow. So yeah, that's the clav. I think it's a 1969, and it's going into the tube amp up there, the Dubwise Deluxe, and you like taught me how to play the clav with the wah. I had never really done it before. And yeah, it's just super sick. Like
Yeah, but it was cool to have you coaching me through that wah because I had been a while since I played with a crybaby pedal, and it was just nice to have that feel. I think I took my shoes off, and honestly, I think we did some of these songs. I had shoes on that crybaby, and others I had shoes off, because the shoe off was like allowing me to kind of like pulse it a little bit more, with the rather because I was able to feel it more. I specifically remember that.
So this wah is it's the Fossil version. I don't know if you can see that. Fossil, and it's like it's a new wah, but it has the old school sound. It has something different about it that is like how they used to make them. So that's why I got that one. And something about the mid-range, I don't know, it just has a better character. But
Yeah.
let's listen to that intro with all three of those. So that's what you laid down before I laid down the bass. So here we go.
Talking to man, woman, and child.
And like that's so musically rich.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna add. I didn't really talk about the mic. So I have this S. It's like a U87 clone. It's back there. You can kind of barely see it. That's right on the capsule. And then I've got the Coles as well. So I had two up on the cabinet, kind of one darker and one brighter. And then I used this mic in its position in Omni on the piano as the room mic. So it's three microphones on basically it's the tube amp mic'd up with three mics. But yeah, and something else that's really kind of cool about this track is like I just love this intro, man, because it's like tell me the inspiration for this intro, because I know I said, yeah, I want it syncopated, but you had mentioned like talk about what you know about it.
I love Motown just as much as I love Studio One, Channel One. Motown, a lot of songs were similar to Studio One songs because like they're some of the biggest hits are 3-chord tunes or whatever, but it's the intros are so they're like tags, So yeah, we definitely went with this, and I tend with like when I'm writing as a writer, I always revert back to like soul. You know what I'm saying?
Soul music,
and I think that's why like the rest of the roots makers, once we got them in, it's like Reggie. He obviously, Reggie.
Dude.
And Kerrigan, obviously, because the way Kerrigan, the way when he approached this song, it's he played it like it's like he's creating a song. You know, he tagged it the way a Motown drummer would tag it. I feel, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of the inspiration, and I think that we did do a good job with that, because once the rest of the guys got that, it was like we didn't have to say anything. Like just hearing that intro, and then you hear the bubbling and the skanking on the piano and the clav and the guitar already. You know, it was self-explanatory. You know.
Yeah, man. All right, let's listen to. I'll add the bass. That little boop 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 boop. Like I was trying
Very
to do
soul.
the soul vibe, because that's what you're like. Yeah, man, we want this. And then we started talking about the record as a whole. Like once I know when we were talking about like the outros and the intros, and we wanted this idea of like it to be a real record. We wanted to have a lot of room mics. We wanted it to sound like a real record recorded in a room and flow together. So, you know. Here's like the bass line. And it's very simple. It just repeats itself over and over. You know, it's not too complicated.
It's cool to hear that clav isolated, man. I'm realizing there was a couple things I've been doing wrong playing live.
I gotta send you the stems so that you can hear it.
Yeah.
All right, so what else do we have here? We got, I'll just add the chop guitar, and there's like a wah guitar. So
Oh, that's right.
I can't remember.
The wah
So,
with the
here you go.
picking.
Oh, so he did some wah. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, so I must have recorded the pluck guitar on this because
Yeah, you did.
I have got a room mic. So
You
here's
played that
like
little,
just
like it was like a don't.
Yeah, here it is. This was your idea. You told me to play
I
this.
remember.
Yeah,
Hey.
Okay, and then listen to Reggie's guitar, man. He does a wah thing.
Reggie, you beast.
So sick.
That sounds like it'd be on an Amy Winehouse record or something, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing that he's playing.
It's crazy.
Modern soul.
All right, let's listen to what else. I think there's just the drums that's left and the vocals. I'll just mute the vocals for now.
Can we hear your skank isolated? Your guitar skank
Okay,
isolated?
sure.
Yeah, it's because Kahn is a wicked bassy, but he also has a wicked skank.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I got some phaser.
Yeah,
Some phaser on there.
Wow, man.
It's pretty simple. There's a cool little fill right here
I know.
with the piano. And then there's Reggie's little
Hey.
Yeah, dude. Like that's the soul right there, dude. All right, we got it. Now let's listen to like everything, but I'm just going to mute the vocals in the intro for now because I want to highlight the drums a little bit. And yeah, we got percussions too. I believe I played the percussions on this one. So
percussions
we'll
on
hear
this
the
one.
drums and perks added in. Like that. Ding. Actually, you know what? Let's listen. Let's solo up the drums.
Sounds like a
because-
news broadcast, like tonight,
Like-
8 a.m. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
tonight, 8 a.m.
All right, this is Kerrigan, reggae drummer. Oh, sorry. I didn't have the toms in there. Let me try that again.
Oh, yeah,
My
those
bad.
toms
I was
were-
like, that doesn't quite sound right. Here we go. There we go. He hit both toms. All right, so with everybody, without except vocal. Everybody's doing
Something
different stuff.
Yeah.
You know? It's a real composition. The percussions are kind of cool. On the left and then the blocks on the right. So we didn't release the instrumental version of this song, but this is what it would have been. All right, so let's talk about the vocals here. I'll just solo the intro vocal.
I'm talking to man, woman, and child.
Sounds so good, dude.
Oh, yeah, now. Humankind.
Bro.
Tell me how we got to be so damn crazy, so heartless and shady. Don't be blinded by the stories and narration. That's called manipulation. Earth Mother is crying to all creation. Do you hear the sound?
Man, that clav part, like, I love that.
I was kind of
Where is
worried
it?
when I was tracking that clav part if I was doing that lick too much, and honestly, you know, it's like kind of much. But once the lyrics came in, I wrote the lyrics to that, and so it kind of makes more sense when you hear the lyrics. But even instrumentally, you know, it just works. So it's repetitive, but it's a functional repetitive thing.
It's so sick, man. Got some delay on it, but it's like,
We've gone so far away, but we're still under the sun.
and you know, the question and answer.
Ephphatha, words from long time ago. Ephphatha,
Well done, man.
be
Thanks, man.
opened to the miracle.
Should we tell them how I recorded the vocals?
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Abre tu corazón.
So I don't, in this room, this is where I make my music. This is where I make my rhythms and things like this. And I have tracked vocals in here before, but when I track them, it's just like, you guys can hear probably now, like it's hollow as heck, you know? I went in, set a microphone stand up in my car. I have a Jetta. It just worked,
Yeah.
man. So I just put the mic stand on the steering wheel. I got the nice mic and a Neumann mic and put that through this preamp, which it's down there, but it's that Focusrite preamp. What's that
Yeah,
model?
the ISA.
ISA.
It's the ISA 1, I think.
Yeah, ISA 1.
It's like the old school single ISA preamp.
Yes, and so that with the Neumann mic was good. I knew I had the right equipment, but just needed the right environment. And that Jetta, man, it's like you close the doors, and you're just in another world, and it really helps me to just seal the world off, man. And plus, like, my family knows if I'm in there, like, you know, I don't have to worry about anybody walking into a room and stuff like that. So it was a peaceful place to record, knowing that, like, it's just me in there. And yeah, that's where I recorded the vocals for this record.
I've heard that there's been a lot of records that have been recorded in automobiles, like in Jamaica. Like, it's a Jamaican thing. And I think we were joking about that. Like, yeah, to add something to the record, you know?
I lost weight recording this because my wife went to Costa Rica to visit my stepson Lucian in a week and a half or 2 weeks, I think. I can't remember. But so I had that. I was just living like the bachelor life basically when my wife was gone, which consisted of just recording this record in the car all day and drinking tea, making sure and my voice wasn't getting, jacked, because it was. I was all these takes, trying multiple takes, and all right, next song, and plus, like, I didn't even have these songs, including Ephphatha, of course. Like, this one I had to work out. I was in here working it out first in the studio, and doing like demo recordings. I'm gonna send it to you, and you're like, yeah, man. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go in my car.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, I think it took you a few months to record the vocals.
Yeah.
We did it song by song, and some were quick and some took longer. Man, I remember being in Italy when you were working on one, and just giving you feedback and being like, oh, why don't you try this? Maybe let's do that. So it was kind of cool to it was a true collaboration in the sense that, and also, like, we should talk about how kind of brutally honest we were with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, we had this thing where it was like, okay, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about this. And you never got upset at me. In fact, and sometimes you pushed my button, and I pushed your button, not like a lot, but like to the point where it was like, dude, that was pretty honest, man. Like, I wouldn't normally be that frank, but there were a couple times where I was like, no, man, you got to try this.
Yeah.
It's too wordy. Yeah. I know I might have said that a couple times, and
I'm glad you did.
And you were like, I don't know about that. I mean, to be honest, you told me some things, but like, I feel like I was harder on you than you were hard on me, on the vocals, just because, I don't know, man. It doesn't suit you if I just say, oh yeah, it's cool, or it's good, and let's move on. It was like, I think you can do one better.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was always out of love and encouragement.
Yeah. Or
I heard something and I was like, ooh, why don't you try, I heard this little thing you did. Why don't you embellish on that? And I love playing that kind of producer role. Let's listen a little bit more. There's a couple more parts of this song I want to highlight. So this solo here, this clav solo. Just gonna turn it up a little bit in the mix. And this was a different take too than the other ones.
There is something
this clap?
you can do.
Yeah, because we did a couple takes, I remember.
So-called leaders, see them fighting over power.
For real.
Man, I love that. This little organ part. And like, you can't see, but in this mix, I turned up the horns,
just like the
so you
intro.
get a little more of the treble.
Yeah,
just like the intro.
I can hear that.
I did that on every part in this record where it's like something instrumental needs to be highlighted. I just manually gained it up, 6 dBs.
Violence every hour.
And then Reggie.
We've gone so far away, but we're still under the sun. Oh, now, Ephphatha.
We should talk about that little lift in the
Words
chorus
from
here,
long
the
time
percussions.
ago. Ephphatha, be open to the miracle. Ephphatha, abre tu corazón. Ephphatha, the world is needing all your love.
Okay, so I want to talk about the meaning of this song, but just before we do that, so the percussion went from being very simple to like, and then in the chorus, it's about to come. There's 2 more. There's like 3 more percussion things that come in. And it's one of those almost like subliminal things that will start from before the chorus.
Every hour, we've
You know, it's kind of chill, the percussions, but then the tambourine starts to come in right here. And other stuff.
Words from long time ago.
Oh, yeah, man. Lovely 3-part harmony.
Be opened to the miracle. Ephphatha. Abre tu corazón. Ephphatha. The world is needing all your love. I am the man next door.
Lovely little piano part.
We don't really want to know what.
And the clav comes back in. Then Reggie. Ooh, both clav and guitar at the same time.
Can I hear Kerrigan's drum part there again? That I always love. I just
Yeah.
want to hear isolated. I don't think I've ever heard that isolated before. I actually haven't. But that is
Here we go.
some kung fu stuff, man.
Right here. Yeah, he killed it.
Kerrigan, you're not easy, man.
Whoa, na, 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 na.
So here's the outro.
Yeah, man.
There's a bit of delay that kind of just...
Yeah, so Ephphatha, the meaning of that word is to be opened, and it's Aramaic. It's from this part in the Bible where Jesus is walking on the outskirts of Galilee.
Yeah, Galilee, I think.
Galilee. And he runs into this man that's blind, deaf. I mean, he was jacked. So I think as the story went, like Jesus spit in the mud, rubbed dirt in the man's ears and his eyes. And then the word he told him was Ephphatha, which means be opened, and what spawned that, even though I'm not like singing about this Bible verse at all in the song, number one, I feel like we all need to have dirt rubbed in our ears and eyes right now because we are being manipulated by the mass media. It's this, what we're getting it's a version. We're getting constant versions. It's like somebody's up in a studio and, I'm not going to try and convince everybody how to think about this, but this is just me, like where I'm coming from on this song is that we're getting somebody's version that's been manipulated by politics and money. And so what I mean by Ephphatha in this song is that I feel like we need to be open to what we're really seeing and hearing, and not the interpretation, but actually like our own perception, and staying away from the media because it's unhealthy, man. So yeah, it's just kind of where I'm coming from on this song. I mean, we need media. We need media to see what's going on around us. I'm not saying to put our head in the sand, but make sure you're still staying, like taking things for face value for what it is,
Yeah, I think that, we can easily be manipulated and lied to, and we need to have our own discernment.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like that's where that's kind of what I get from the song is like, yeah, they're going to tell you what they're going to tell you, but you got to kind of, pray about it. Like what is real, what is not real, and try to understand it for yourself and not just, just take it for what they're saying. 'Cause man, there's a lot of fear and, anxiety that's trying to be cast onto us. And it's not about that, man.
No, man. And also too, like we have some challenges ahead for us and like the children coming up is like AI, right? Like CGI or whatever, like I'm a notary public, and I hear about like what goes on in my industry. And there was a story that happened here in I forget what state it was, but here in the U.S. and a notary was on the computer with two people, like the way I'm looking at the computer screen right now in this Zoom meeting. And he's like, show me your IDs. You know, they show the notary their IDs. And the notary's now going through the documents, and 20 minutes in, I think it was, he looks at the left side of the screen, and the woman's arm started like pixelating. It wasn't a person. So he was notarizing docs for two AI people, and you know, and he figured it out. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, how many videos are we watching? Like, I get these ads on Instagram where it's of some guy selling oregano oil, and I'm like, this guy is cool. And then like, I see the ad, and they're putting out content of this guy like every day, and I'm realizing it's not a guy. It's AI, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, you know, this is what, again, just tying back to the meaning of his song is like, we really have a huge thing to look out for and be conscious more than ever. We need to be conscious about like what we're seeing on these phones. And then like, also you may be talking to a friend and then they just saw something and are totally affected by it emotionally, and it's not even real. And so you can help your friend out and be like, let me see that. You know what I mean? Okay, it's not real, you know? And so, yeah, we just need to be open to what is real and what's not real.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so, you know, did not want to leave this episode without, like, thanking everybody who has been tuning into this record so far. People here close to home in San Diego. I live in San Clemente, but San Diego is my home away from home. I'm an Orange County kid. I grew up in Whittier. I mean, born in Whittier, but moved here to Orange County when I was still young, like 7 years old. But ever since I was a kid, you know, going down to San Diego to see reggae, the Bob Day in the San Diego Sports Arena, Carl's Culture, you know, and just like I got reggae myelitis very young, and that reggae myelitis really and truly was being like the epicenter for me was down in Diego, and you know, so for me that's why, in case you guys wonder, like, why does he come down here so much? Well, because that's where it's at for me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where I'm from too, man. Like that's where my love of reggae came from too.
Yeah, so I gotta give the love to the homies in San Diego, all the selectors, and you know, Kahn. You know, once we put out Rootsman Style, you know, met J Roots. And, you know, and J Roots told Rankin Rios, you know, to come to this, it was like a showcase that I did for my birthday at the Palomino in Chula Vista that Selector Farr I put on that, you know, you linked me up with. And I don't know, there's just been a lot of beautiful people that I have connected with because of our connection. So I just got to give thanks for that and big up, you know, give thanks to the Most High for making this all happen.
Yeah, for sure, man. I wanted to say thank you for everyone tuning in and listening and streaming the record. Like we said in that little promo video or whatever, like the reason that we put this together was just our love for reggae music. And, you know, there's the supporters of that music are like you just described them. They're good people, you know? And yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate you guys. You know, I would have made this without you listening, you know what I mean? But I do appreciate you listening. And, you know, I heard something in Adam's, you know, Jah Mex's vocal style and just who he was as a person that made me want to do this record. So I just want to say thank you, man, for, you know, inspiring this. And we did it, dude. Like we set out the goal of creating a real record with real instruments that you'd want to throw on after a long day at work and just listen to it side A, side B all the way through and kind of like get, you know, just a full experience. And we did that, man. So I just want to say thanks for teaming up with me, and thank you Roots Makers as well. Like, man, they took this record from what me and you could have done, Adam, and just elevated it to be the best that it could be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, really and truly, without them, you know, it would be where we started in the studio, and they did. But the interesting thing that with the Roots Makers is it sounds to me, you know, and I obviously was at the session with you and I know who was there. It was just you and I. But when you listen to these songs all together, it sounds like the Roots Makers either came to your studio in Canada or we went to theirs in France. You know, which one is it?
Yep.
Where did these guys record? Because to me, like, and I think that obviously they're good engineers on recording side on their own as well. So I think that they kind of knew the concept that you were going for the room sound, and I think with their room sound compared or combined, it ended up sounding like we were in the same room.
Yeah. You know? Totally, man. Yeah, we've done the collaborations before, and it's just like it all started in COVID, you know? I linked up with Kerrigan. He's like, oh, my neighbor's amazing. He didn't say it. He's just like, yeah, my buddy plays, reggae guitar. And it's like, nah, dude, that's like a professional reggae guitarist that's been playing for 30 years. Oh, it's just my neighbor. It just so happens to be. And yeah, like, I can't, I got to talk about Organics too, man, just because like he added some sick stuff to this record. Like his soloing it's just out of this world, man. It's like a mixture of jazz and funk and, soul and R&B.
Tony Chin told me, because I sent Josh Site to Tony Chin, and he's like, Adam, you're sounding like Jackie Me Too. And I was like, well, that's not me. That's this man Organics from the Roots Makers out of France. Because he was telling me like those solos in the end and the little licks towards the middle. I'm like, that's me shuffling on the Hammond and piano, but that man playing leads is Organics. And also his bubble on Like a Lion, bro. Like for me, I'm not really a lead guy. Like cats like Organics, I respect and I need to work with. So there's sometimes in bands like this guy Mikey Hyde. When we work together, he's on the lead part and I'm doing more of the rhythm. And I feel like, working with Antoine, even though we weren't working together in one room, I felt like, there's that flow of like, me doing the rhythm and he's doing the lead. And then with Like a Lion, it was cool to hear him actually bubble in his own way and style, and he's tagging the song along and making melodies that, like, when I play the song live with my band, Liam and Ethan, the horn section, actually are playing some of Organic's little melodies that he's squeezing in between his bubble. They're playing it as a horn section. That's how catchy he is.
Man, he does the little... He's doing the bubble and he's doing the tapa tu kaka boom boom. He's doing those little kind of melodies at the same time, and it's like my brain doesn't even understand how he does those because they're just it's melody with bubble at the same time, and you're going, what? When I play bubble, it's like percussive. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking about is percussion, because that comes easy for me. Yeah, but to throw in some melody in there, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah. And that's his thing. So yeah. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching the record, or watching this and streaming the record. And, the vinyl's coming soon, but we really appreciate you guys streaming this and enjoying the musical experience. So until next time, DM Kahn out.
Jah Mex out.